What's going on, YouTube friends and family? It's your boy Pryoxis, and I'm back with another video. And in this one here, I'm going to be going over a feature, or a more so say a gameplay mechanic that I think should be in the next EA Sports UFC game, which would be EA Sports UFC 6. Now, this honestly, in my true honest opinion, is game breaking when it comes to changes. And this is the switch stance. Basically, all right, I have Derek Brunson, 87 switch stance, right? Why does he switch stance the same speed as Israel Adesanya, which I'm pretty sure is high 90s, 99, if not 99, then 98 at the lowest? Derek Brunson is switching stance at the same speed as Izzy. My issue with this is you can do more with the switch stance stat, not only with how fast you switch stance, how smooth you switch stance, but the ability to switch stances in combinations. Let me explain. You guys know Max Holloway has a combination in which when he throws it, the combination he'll switch stances. Matter of fact, to make you guys better understand it, I can't even do it on this game. You can't even really do the whole combo on this game. But in UFC 3 or UFC 4, if I went back there and played UFC 4, I could show you guys, but I haven't. I deleted the game. You could throw a combination. It was a jab, switch stance, followed by another jab, and then you would throw a rear body hook, and it would put Max Holloway in his original stance. It's a custom combination. Only Max Holloway has it. But why is that same thing not able to be applied to fighters, period? Especially ones with really high switch stances. Because people like Israel Adesanya, people like TJ Dillashaw, right? They can switch. Like, let's say, for example, this is the mechanic that I would like to see added to EA Sports UFC 6. And hopefully this reaches the right people and, you know, it gets out to EA, because I don't have any way to communicate with EA, and I doubt they pay attention to me. So maybe somebody can relay a message. Anyways, basically, after throwing a strike, if you click down on the right analog stick, which is the switch stance, you will switch stance. So if I go here and I switch, he will do a switch, right? That is what should be in the game. I should be able to go 1, 2, switch stances, right? My feet will switch, or even something that makes more sense. Or if I come off the hook, right, then I can switch stance, or I can input something where I switch stance into a hook, right? Let it be more smooth than that, right? So look at that one more time. So right here, because it's a really good tie combo, right? Switch stance, now it turns your rear into your lead, and your lead into your rear, which will set up the roundhouse to the body, or roundhouse to the or a low kick or a high kick. So basically it's like this, boom, boom, right? The problem with that is, can you do it? Yes, you just see me do it. But the issue is it's not smooth, right? It's not smooth enough. What I will say is, the switch stances are more smooth on while you're moving, right? And I'm pretty sure that's a universal thing. Let's see. Yep. Okay. Wait. Maybe not. It's a universal thing. Same speed. They switch at the same speed. If it is a difference of a speed, it's not really much at all. And I think that changes the whole dynamic of footwork, when someone can move and they can step and they can switch really efficiently. I don't think people understand how essential, or how important, or how dynamic being able to switch stances. Because once you switch stances, you also take your head out of that same spot. Because if I'm here and I go here, it can kind of take it out of the same spot. Now if you keep your head here, if I just switch my feet, yeah, you're gonna be here. But if I'm here, right, and I switch here, step off just a little bit, your head's no longer there. That can be a form of head movement. To a certain extent, I would say it's something you could do where if you're moving at the same time, like if you move and switch, you know, your head's going to be out of the same space or the same place. But if I just switch right here, yeah, my head's going to stay in the same spot. But moving and switching would be something that's essential. But the most important thing, in my honest opinion, is being able to switch stances after punches or kicks. And also, if you guys notice, the switch kick, which is something that's really big in Muay Thai, is the switch kick, because A lot of things in Muay Thai, they want to throw the rear kick. So in a switch kick, you'll notice the feet are going to switch places. So Israel Adesanya, I'm not sure if he has yeah, he does. Okay. So in a switch kick, basically it's called a switch kick because you switch your stance and you throw a kick. But what you're gonna see is Israel Adesanya's rear leg basically replace his lead leg, and then he's going to kick. Now you can do a switch kick, but notice how when Israel, I want you guys to go back and freeze it. After the switch kick, the lead leg that turns into the rear leg, right? Boom, he brings it back into the southpaw stance, but then he switches back to orthodox because he brings that lead leg back to where now it is the rear leg, which would technically be southpaw, but then he brings it right back and switches stances. Let me have the ability to switch, and when I do, after my switch kick, boom, I come back and now I'm in the southpaw stance instead of forcing me to go back orthodox, because now I have to wait here, then I gotta switch here. See what I mean? It's a very slow transition, but again, this is somebody we're talking about with 9,900 footwork. You have to show the differences in switches, and that would just make you be able to feel like and look like more like a fighter like Israel Adesanya. TJ Dillashaw has really good switches. Sean O'Malley can switch. Anybody that is really good with that footwork. Dom Cruz, really good switch, really good footwork. That would really, really, really push the boundaries on these fighters that have really high footwork, right? That's just my hook here. Say I hook, right? Let's say I hook, switch. Let's say I want to hook, switch. I step off the center line here. So what I'm saying is, and you can even implement these into lunges, right? Because Mike Tyson was really good. He'd be here, right? And he could burst off the lead leg, and like whichever side. If you wanted to go to his way, you would boom burst off here, and he could burst off and still be in his stance, but he could burst off and switch and then hit you with his lead. But think about that being implemented into UFC games, where basically I wanted to lunge and then switch like that right there, right? That was a decent speed, right? So I lunge, switch, just make it smoother. That's all you gotta do. Look at this. Lunge, switch. I can't. So you can't lunge backwards and switch as fast as you could in the other two. See right here, it's slow. It's not fluid. It's like they don't flow together because it wasn't designed to do that, obviously. But it should be where I'm doing that action into a switch stance, and I'll switch stance while I'm doing that action, right? So it's like an input buffer. If I lunge here and I switch, right? Lunge here, boom, boom, boom. Let it be more fluid. And I 100% think EA has the tools. They have the capabilities of doing so. I just don't think nobody has said nothing about this, or nobody has really wanted this implemented. And if so, then it's on EA. They just don't want to, more so to say, right? That's the bottom line of it. And that basically concludes the video, guys. I just wanted to get that out there. These two videos today were more so things that I wanted to see implemented into the game, as somebody that does play the game at a realistic standpoint. Something I really want to see implemented. So with that being said, I appreciate you guys' time. If you enjoyed any parts, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe up, and turn the notifications, and I'll catch you boys and girls in the next. All right, thank you.